Lamar Jackson is back into MVP form and right now is the best version of Lamar we've ever seen, and it might not be in the ways you're expecting. In his unanimous MVP season in 2019, defenses had no idea what to do with Lamar. We haven't seen a quarterback as gifted as a runner since the likes of Michael Vick, and he's probably even better in a lot of ways. He was able to run rampant all season long, and as defenses tried to figure out how to stop his legs, he was able to take advantage of a lot of very favorable defensive miscommunications and went out to lead the league in passing touchdowns in the same year that he broke the quarterback rushing record. But now defenses have years of film on him. They know how he runs, what he likes to do, and they have seemingly even less success and less answers on how to stop him than they did before. And that is because Lamar Jackson is even better than he was in that MVP season. And he's doing it on his rookie contract. That's right, we need to quickly touch on it. They couldn't reach an agreement before the season started. Lamar Jackson decided to represent and bet on himself. He was offered a very similar but slightly better offer in terms of money and guaranteed money that Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson got, but he's saying, I'm not Kyler Murray, I'm not Russell Wilson, and I'm for damn sure not Deshaun Watson. And I'm guessing he's saying, give me a contract that's not 200 pages long, make it 6 words. 4 years, $200 million, fully guaranteed. And if it's not that, give me 5 years, $250 million, fully guaranteed. And how he's been playing the contract should just be Steve Bisciotti handing over a blank check and letting Lamar fill it out. He is the team. He's impeccable with the fans, with the media, and in the locker room. And he even uses a hypervolt and foam roller for all of his recovery. He wants assurance for the future. He wants more and deserves more than a quarterback in his own division. And now with his play, yesterday's price isn't today's price. He's gone out this year with very little to play for in terms of money, and it's paying off in the biggest way imaginable. But this isn't Economics 251 with Gem Live. This is an NFL channel. So let's see how Lamar Jackson has played so far this season, how he's continued to be the best rushing quarterback of all time, while also being a top 5 passing quarterback in the league. There's obviously a ton to break down, so let's get into it. So the first thing that hasn't been surprising at all this year, because we've been seeing it since his playing days in high school, is his ability to run the ball. The Ravens are so good at picking their spots and calling a design quarterback run, and why wouldn't you? The only thing that worries people is that we haven't seen a quarterback who runs the ball this much play full seasons. But since being in the league, and it's something that he's gotten even better at, is he's so elusive and so good at choosing the spots to slide. He always seems to avoid the punishing direct hits and always takes the glancing blows instead. This is why I personally haven't ever been worried about injuries when he runs the ball, but Lamar was looking out for me to put any doubt aside as he gained over 20 pounds of muscle this offseason to have the body to handle this running style even better. And if you were worried that he won't be as explosive or might lose a step with this weight gain, you see a play like this and it reminds you who he really is. And his ability to react and always seem to come up with the perfect move on the spot is why defenses haven't been able to contain him for 5 years now. And he's just always a threat to rush over 100 yards any given game or break out a game-changing run. But what makes Lamar in this 2022 season specifically so special is how incredible he has been throwing the ball. Just to throw out a couple of stats, he has the most passing touchdowns in the NFL, and he still only ranks 26th in attempted passes. And as of right now, his combined passing and rushing touchdowns is more than any other team has collectively. He has the highest passer rating, the second highest QBR, and shows no signs of slowing down. And I think the problem with Lamar early on is he has a very atypical throwing motion. He doesn't always set his feet. He has this 3/4 kind of flick of the wrist throwing motion, and when he was struggling with accuracy early on in his career, it didn't look normal, and the media was loud about his ability to throw the ball regardless of how many games they won or how normal his stats were, even in his bad games. But I want to highlight a couple of plays to show you why this actually has a ton of advantages. Being able to throw the ball accurately, just like you're throwing a dart, and being able to do it off platform has a lot of advantages. And it shows up in plays like this where New England's going to drop back in his zone and Lamar Jackson's going to be sitting in the pocket going through his reads. But the really nice thing is he doesn't have to readjust his feet with every read in the progression. He can just do it with his eyes. He keeps light, happy feet. He wants to stay in there, but is ready to leave at a moment's notice. And the defense is trying to get a read with his eyes where he's trying to go, but you just can't keep up, and it only has gotten better the longer he's been in the league. So he sees Mark Andrews find a soft spot in the zone, but he doesn't need to square up with him. So he's just going to give this little 3/4 flick, able to avoid Matthew Judon breaking it up and deliver a strike down the field. And when you're so used to and comfortable throwing off platform and throwing with weird arm angles, it makes a play like this look a lot easier than it actually is. So New England's going to bring the house on this play. They're running a cover 0 blitz, only keeping 5 people in coverage to the Ravens' 5 receivers. Obviously, they're going to get a free rusher in there because they have the numbers, but Lamar Jackson's to be able to back up, throw off platform, and just give a little flick of the wrist to give an accurate enough ball for it to be a touchdown for the Ravens. So it's not the Peyton Manning perfect technique over the form, hand in the cookie jar, strap the seatbelt in. When you're being able to fall away and just kind of flick, just a little flick, that's all it is right there, and be able to throw it accurately, it leads to a ton of advantageous plays. And just one more example, we're going to see when he played the Jets, he puts this linebacker in a really tough predicament. He's going to take off like he's going to run, but at the last second, he sees the linebacker start to step up because obviously you have to respect Lamar Jackson and his running ability, but his feet aren't set. He's just able to give a little flick, putting that defender in a really tough conflict and being able to pick up the first down. So he's just been throwing darts all over the field. But the next thing that has really impressed me and what has gotten significantly better is another reason why he's playing his best ball right now, is his off-speed pitch type throws. When he puts touch on the ball, either layering it between a linebacker and a safety or making sure it gets over the top and that it doesn't have a chance to get picked off. I wouldn't say this is new to his game by any means, but it's a clear improvement from years past. And even though Bateman has really stepped up to be the clear number 1 wideout on this team, when you don't get the insane separation like some other guys can, these dart-like throws combined with his touch passes have allowed him to complete all sorts of passes regardless of how good the coverage might look. And going back to his stats, he is doing it at the highest level in the NFL, even if you completely factor out his legs, which I'm sure someone in the comments will still call him a running back and say you can't win with him, which at this point just feels like an argument built on a sand foundation. And the only thing you can point out to is that he hasn't won a Super Bowl, but neither is Josh Allen, but we all agree and believe that you can win with him. But you can't just completely take his legs out of the equation, even in the passing game. Obviously, with his ridiculous ability running the ball and his success with off-platform, weird angle throws, it's going to create some electric plays in the passing game when he's able to extend plays. So what it really comes down to is we are 5 years into watching Lamar Jackson in the NFL and a full 2 seasons removed from his unanimous MVP season. And he seems to be just as unstoppable as a runner. He's gained over probably 25 pounds since entering the league. He stuck to his guns and never changed his throwing motion, even though it was heavily scrutinized. And now we're seeing the benefits it brings as it's been much more consistent. And teams have years of film on him now, which I just don't think can be stated enough. He's figuring out and getting better faster than defense can figure out what to do against him. Last year, the Miami Dolphins saw a flaw in the Ravens' ability to handle cover 0 blitzes, but weren't able to replicate that same dominance over him just 1 year later, even though they ended up winning the game in a crazy comeback. He's better than he was in 2019, and we very well might see Lamar Jackson come away when all is said and done with his second MVP award. And so to really go full circle, pay the damn man. Goodness, open up your checkbook, give him a blank check, apologize, and ask him to please stay. Or better yet, give him a minimum salary and let Steve Bisciotti give full ownership to the team to Lamar, because on the field, it certainly looks like he is. So I know we see with our eyes how good he plays, but I hope this showed you his progression and why this is the best brand of football we've seen from him yet. And to me, it's only going to get better. But that's just what I think. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure to like this video if you like videos like these. Make sure to comment down below what you think. And as always, make sure to subscribe if you enjoy daily NFL content. Thank you all so much for watching. That's all I have for you today. But as always, I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.